Right now, Wisconsin is seeing growing labor shortages in the agriculture industry. How this could impact your next visit to the grocery store.
And the snow in the area is gone, but we're not gone with the wind. When will those winds ease on up this weekend? I'll let you know.
And later, name, image, and likeness is continuously evolving in college sports. We'll tell you how a new bill could help benefit Wisconsin sports teams. And we welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Sarah Carlson. Eric Franke is off. Wisconsin's agriculture industry could take a hit this growing season if fewer migrant workers apply for visas. Our Maya Tate talked to an expert about what this means.
Sarah, last year more than 6,000 migrant workers traveled to Wisconsin to work in the agriculture business, according to data from the Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development. With crackdowns on immigration in the United States, less people may want to come to the state, which would put a strain on an already struggling labor shortage. UW professor of agriculture and applied economics, Paul Mitchell, said this isn't anything new.
We've been having labor shortages in the state for a long time, and this just makes it a little worse.
Mitchell says seasonal migrant workers are very important to agribusiness in the state. Processing plants as well as farms rely on these workers to deal with temporary demands. Without them, Wisconsinites could see grocery store and farmers market prices raise as local and corporate farms deal with the lack of workers to meet their demands.
Grocery store prices creeping up. Part of it is labor issues across the supply chain, including at the farm level as well as at the food processing level, at the shipping and handling and all that.
When there's less workers to finish product demands, the businesses as well as the state economy could suffer. Agriculture's contribution to the state is roughly 7% of the total economy. It's yet to be seen if this issue will worsen over the growing season.
All right, Maya Tate, thank you so much. And now to an update on a deadly shooting on Madison's north side. We are now learning that a second person has died. This incident happened yesterday on North Lawn Avenue. 2 teenagers were involved in the shooting. Police say a 19-year-old man died from what appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound, while a 16-year-old boy was taken to the hospital and later died. Both teens knew each other. Police are now investigating the case as a murder-suicide. The man charged in a deadly crash last year in Madison will be spending several years behind bars. Last December, 21-year-old Ryan Bertrand pleaded guilty to homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. Today, a judge sentenced him to 8 years in prison. His prison sentence is to be followed by 6 more years of extended supervision. Back on March 6th of last year, Bertrand was driving up to 90 miles per hour before crashing into another vehicle at the intersection of South Gammon and Raymond Road on the Madison's west side. A 67-year-old woman died in that crash. 2 children were injured. The judge also ordered that Bertrand's driver's license be revoked for 5 years after he finishes his sentence. The Warner Dog Park remains closed tonight after a dog died and others got sick after visiting. In an update, Madison Parks says that rangers and public health staff have surveyed the park and found nothing of visible concern. Right now, park staff are working with the Wisconsin Veterinary Diagnostic Lab to determine how the one dog died. So far, tests have found no known risks to human or animal health, and that park will remain closed until further notice while staff await the final results. Now, once those are in, staff will determine the next steps for reopening. Turning to the weather, today's system brought really windy conditions to the area. Alex, I could certainly feel that out on the walk.
Yeah, indeed. And windy might be an understatement. Look at some of these gusts that we recorded today. 36 miles per hour in Camp Douglas, 40 in Monroe, 36 in Janesville, 33 mile per hour wind gusts in Madison. No doubt we had that on the money. You add a little bit of snow, and then, of course, you've got reduced visibilities. Some areas of southern Wisconsin saw quite a bit of snow. But when will these winds ease on up? That's the question here. By the time we get to 10 o'clock, winds gusts easing down in that 15 to 25 mile per hour range. But then as we head into Saturday, back up in the 20 to 25 mile per hour range. So still on the breezy side on Saturday. And then here we go into Sunday. When those colors get brighter, that means the wind gusts are getting stronger. Back up to 30 mile per hour wind gusts. So not gone with the wind quite yet. Just not quite as windy as what we experienced today. And then, of course, the snow. Some areas saw quite a bit of snow up in Juneau County, a little bit over 9 inches up in Juneau County. Julie, thank you for sending us this picture. If you have snow pictures, if you accumulated snow, we'd love to see them. Just scan that QR code in the upper left-hand part of your screen there. We'll give you a moment to do that. When I come back in just a little bit, we're going to talk about the reason why some areas saw a decent amount of snow. And again, that sharp cutoff that the First Run Weather Team was tracking all day yesterday. We'll explain why that's set up and where it's set up in just a couple of moments. Sarah?
Sounds good. Thank you, Alex. At the nation's capital today, the Supreme Court is ruling that President Trump violated federal law when he unilaterally imposed sweeping tariffs around the globe. The 6-3 majority opinion, Chief Justice John Roberts emphasized that the power to enact such tariffs must be clearly granted by Congress. Also, that the emergency authority President Trump attempted to rely on, quote, falls short. Earlier today, Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin reacted to this decision.
There's a right way to go about tariffs and a wrong way. And I think the Supreme Court has shown him the path to the right way.
Republican Senator Ron Johnson also reacted to the decision, saying in part, quote, in the end, SCOTUS decided nothing and created a huge mess. But the underlying mess is created by sloppy congressional language in bills that are not adequately thought through, end quote. Well, yesterday, the Assembly approved a bill to help universities across Wisconsin become a more desirable destination for current and future athletes. The goal is to keep programs running while dealing with the ever-evolving name, image, and likeness landscape. Our Nash Dara shares where that money will come from and where it will go.
Hey Sarah, the main emphasis of this bill is to add more rules and regulations to NIL, a bill that would direct more funds to university buildings and athletics. Earlier this afternoon, I had the chance to sit down and talk with Alex Dahlman, a representative who helped introduce the bill. He said the state pays for 60% of campus facilities, with 40% coming from the athletic departments themselves. This bill would help allow for higher percentages of that money to come from the taxpayer.
So this money isn't directly going to universities' athletes?
Correct. The money that we are putting into the athletic programs is going to facilities only. Okay. Facilities that have already been built, facilities that the general taxpayer is already paying a portion of. We're just asking the taxpayer to pay just a little bit more. It should be very good for our universities to have structure and guidance, great for our student athletes to have privacy and protection, and we're looking forward to having this become law.
In Assembly, the bill had one unapproved vote, with 95 others saying yes. It still needs to pass the Senate and be signed by the governor before it would become enforced. No vote. He shared to me in a statement, while I am a major supporter of college athletics, I cannot in good conscience ask our taxpayers to send additional dollars into what has effectively become a semi-pro sports landscape.
All right, thank you so much, Nash Dara, reporting tonight. In other news, a Dane County board supervisor wants to make the board he serves on smaller. Supervisor Jeff Wigan says the board should go from 37 members to 27. Dane County's board is the second largest in the state, larger than Milwaukee, Waukesha, La Crosse, and Brown counties. Wigan estimates slimming down the Dane County board would generate $130,000 in annual savings for taxpayers. This week on For the Record, political reporter Ellie LaLiberte asks Wigan why he thinks the board needs to be smaller.
After serving for 4.5 years, I can say with confidence that that's too many members. Sadly, there's a lot of supervisors that simply show up to meetings and they vote with the majority. They're not curious, they don't ask questions of staff, they don't author original ideas or proposals, they simply show up and collect a paycheck.
To hear more about next steps for this proposal and potential barriers, you can watch Ellie's interview Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. on For the Record. News 3 Now and Vortex Optics are looking to recognize a local veteran who's going above and beyond in service to others. Starting next Monday through March 22nd, we'll be accepting nominations for local veterans that are making a positive impact in their community. Then March 30th through April 12th, you'll be able to vote on the candidates. The winner will be announced on April 15th. Coming up next, time is running out to cast nominations for the Best of Madison. Plus, the Fringe Festival is coming back to the Overture Center. We'll have a preview of the acts and what's new this year.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward.
Welcome back, everyone. The Overture Center is getting ready for its weekend-long Fringe Festival. It's from February 28th to March 1st. This festival is a celebration of creative energy from all around the world. It features 6 one-of-a-kind performances. From comedians to dinosaurs, there is something for everyone in the family. New this year, a free interactive performance and experience will fill the center on Saturday. Caitlin Cook is performing in a bathroom graffiti musical that transforms stall scribbles into the lyrics of her original songs.
It's very silly, it's very heartfelt, and it's very much about the things that we reveal to strangers when we feel safe, when we feel anonymous, when we feel like we can just sort of like put our hearts on our sleeve in the same way that people write on bathroom walls.
Gotta love that. Along with the acts, there will be traditional festival foods like hot dogs, fried chicken, ice cream, and more. You can find tickets to performances at overture.org. Well, you have a little more than a week left to nominate your favorite person, place, and thing to do for Madison Magazine's Best of Madison. Lots of Madison in that one. You can nominate one per category per day, every day through February 28th. We're also celebrating the city's best business and leaders. You can join us for the Best of Business program. That's February 27th at the Concourse Hotel. You can learn more and get tickets to that one on our website, channel3000.com. Still ahead, why you may be paying a little more for your Friday fish fry. Plus, after some delays, one of the largest ski races in the world is underway in Wisconsin. We'll tell you why the Birkebeiner was forced to move locations this year. And will it stay windy into the weekend? Alex has the answer when we come back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward.
Look at this. You're taking a live look from Dodgeville, where today did feel more like February. I think we can use the word normal. Some snow and cold winds. Alex, when can we expect these strong winds to end?
Well, the good news is, Sarah, the strongest of the winds that we've been experiencing, they're going to ease on up. We saw wind gusts today upwards of 40 to 45 miles per hour. Using future track, those winds will eventually ease on up in that 15 to 25 mile per hour range as we head towards our 10 o'clock newscast. But let's fast forward here as we move into Saturday, as we head towards noon, back up to 15 to 25 mile per hour wind gusts after a little reprieve in the morning, but it isn't gone with the wind quite yet here. We can use that reference, I guess, here, because the winds are coming back, upwards of 30 mile per hour wind gusts as we head towards Sunday at 6 o'clock in the morning. And it will be a breezy and blustery day on Sunday. This weekend, very, 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 very different than some of the weather we've been experiencing the past week and a half or so. No record high temperatures here. We're looking at temperatures, as you just said, I think you said the word normal, Sarah. I'll use the word average. Same thing, right? 31 on Saturday, 26 on Sunday with those gusty winds. There could be some flurries and some snow showers in between Saturday going on into Sunday. So let's widen things out here and show you that as we look into Saturday, we're going to have variably cloudy skies. Again, a bit on the breezy side. Back to reality, temperatures in the 30s. Here are those few snow showers. Areas up towards Juneau, Adams, Marquette, Green Lake counties where you really got the snow over the overnight hours into the early part of today. Madison areas to Milwaukee, a few snow showers Sunday morning. Not expecting significant accumulations, perhaps maybe a dusting to a half inch with that weak little weather event coming in behind the weather system. And I'll look right in the middle of that camera there that I was very, very, very blunt last night saying that there is going to be a huge cutoff with the snow with this weather system that moved through Thursday night going into the daytime today. What happened, and I mentioned this during the 10 o'clock newscast last night, the weather models, this weather system is shifting to the northwest, and this area of dry air, this is where that center of low pressure moved right up over the Madison area, further to the north and west than what was expected. And when you're underneath that center of low pressure and just south and east of it, you get this pocket of dry air that just cut off the snow. Areas north and west of that Prairie du Chien to Richland Center to the Wisconsin Dells line, that was that area that I was forecasting would likely see the heaviest of that snow. But because of the northwest shift, Madison areas to the southeast, we got little to nothing. Areas north and west of that line that I was expecting the heavier snow, it went even further to the northwest. But there were some areas that saw some snow, the totals of quite plentiful amounts. We'll show that to you in a second. I want to let you know the snow is done. This weather event is done, but the wind will stick around. Just look at some of these totals here, and very stark differences up towards the Hillsborough area, well north and west of the Richland Center area, picking up 4 inches. And then we had some areas picking up 9 inches in Juneau County. Scan that QR code if you want to send me your snow photos. If you got some heavy snow north and west of Madison, I'd love to see those and showcase those on air. Just like Julie's picture here from the Hustler area up in Juneau County. Again, a little bit over 9 inches. So some places definitely saw that heavy snow overnight and going on into the daytime today. Temperatures in the teens tonight. It's a little bit above normal by a few degrees. High temperatures tomorrow. Average high is 33. We'll go for a high of 31. Upper 20s straight around 30. It's pretty normal for this time of year. Breezy conditions. Remember, it's February, not the end of March, early April, when we were enjoying the 50s and 60-degree temperatures. They'll come back. Trust me, they'll come back. A weather system Tuesday going into Wednesday may bring us a mix of rain and snow showers, but that's not looking like a big weather system at this point in time. But speaking of big weather, how about weather on the opposite end of the spectrum? Not wild winter weather, but how about wild severe showers and thunderstorms and tornadoes? We've been putting together a weather special, and we've been working on this informative and exciting special, and it's time to get you, Southern Wisconsin, severe weather ready. The unofficial start to severe weather season starts March 1st, so we're getting ahead of that. This special features how watches and warnings are issued, the latest research on Southern Wisconsin's severe weather climatology, what goes into issuing alert days, and how the First Run Weather Team conducts severe weather drills. It all airs next Wednesday night at 6:30. We're excited to show Southern Wisconsin a little bit different twist, I guess all pun intended with tornadoes, with the twist on severe weather to get you ready for the severe weather season.
Cool. Mark your calendars next Wednesday night.
Get ready.
Thank you, Alex. Well, rising seafood costs and demand are causing local fish fry prices to spike. This as Christians enter the Lenten season. Unlike other types of food supplies, fish prices can fluctuate heavily depending on catch quantities, weather, and even foreign wars. At Dexter's Pub in Madison, the kitchen is struggling to balance keeping prices reasonable for their guests and covering costs.
My cod has gone up 40%, and it's not even the same exact fish that we used to be able to use. And so we're getting to the point where, like, how much can I justify increasing prices when I have to in order to keep it on the menu every week?
So if you notice your local church or club charging more and more for fish every year, it's likely because they're paying more. Now, despite the price increase, Dexter's and others expect their usual Friday fish fry crowd anyway. Say that 5 times fast. North America's largest ski race is finally underway, although I'm distracted by the dogs, but they're so cute. Under the warm weather forced delays and relocations, the American Birkebeiner, I'm not going to say it right, draws about 40,000 people every February to celebrate Nordic sports and the Warriors. Originally scheduled in Hayward, Wisconsin, the events were moved due to snow conditions, but the move didn't deter the crowds that show up in full force. The sheer numbers of participants causing some slight delays in start times, but they're doing pretty well. This is the second time in 3 years that events have had to move due to snow conditions. Do you know how to say it?
Yeah, I have
Okay,
no
wait.
clue.
Tell me how to say it again.
I was glad you had to say it.
Birkebeiner. My apologies. It's very popular. People are going to be like, she got it. Birkebeiner. I thought I had it.
Yeah, I was glad I didn't have to say it, but we do have some stuff that we're for sure had to say still to come in sports just because I already knew about them ahead of time. How the Badgers plan to bounce back against Iowa, plus some bad injury news next on News 3 Now.
And now, News 3 Now Sports, brought to you by TDS.
For any questions there have been about Wisconsin men's hockey heading down the stretch of their season, they can all be answered this weekend when they host the second-ranked team in the country, Michigan, in the final regular season series of the year. Tyson Dick, the host on tonight's Wisconsin Huddle episode that'll air right after this newscast, tells me he still believes the Badgers can defeat any team in the country. Proving that starts this evening in an electric environment.
Does it get much better than this kind of an atmosphere at the Kohl Center, hosting the number 2 team in the country, a top 15 matchup? Does it get any better than that?
It really doesn't. We know the students are going to come out. We know the people are going to come out. And, you know, Michigan's a team that we've had some success at in that building recently. So, yeah, there's just a whole different buzz playing home games in February at the Kohl Center.
When they're at their best, Wisconsin men's hoops can hold their own with anyone in the country. But they've also shown lately that they're susceptible to slipping up, something that can't happen if you want to make a deep run in March. Turning the page from a disappointing loss at Ohio State starts Sunday against Iowa.
You never want to lose 2 in a row, so we start right there. Obviously, we didn't come out with the same energy and effort we needed to get it done on the road. And I mean, we understood that. We watched the film, and we realized, you want to be one of the better teams in the Big Ten. You got to do it each and every night. So Sunday is just another opportunity against a great team to prove ourselves again. And I'm just looking forward to getting out on the Kohl Center floor again and getting to it.
Well, Greg Gard provided some bad news. Jack Janicki broke his wrist against Ohio State and is out for the foreseeable future, very possibly for the rest of the season, too. Losing their do-it-all guy is a major loss. And freshman Hayden Jones, he'll see an uptick in minutes in his place.
That's a bummer. All right.
It is.
Thank you, Andrew, and thanks for watching News 3 at 6. You have to watch the Wisconsin Huddle up next. Stay tuned. Don't change the channel, churn. Either way, it's Friday. Happy Friday.
Happy
Join us
Friday.
again at 10 o'clock.